So at frame 340, I've got my IK spline is still in control. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the rotation here as well, even though it's not really necessary, but because the spline is controlling it. So now I've moved one frame, advanced one frame to 341. Take control from the IK and make it go back here so that when I have the handle selected and I go to the attribute editor, I see again I'm at 0. I just want to make sure that's set okay. Alright, now let's say 341. Let's go just a little bit more than a second, and we should have now control. See that the blend is 0, meaning the FK is now totally in control. So I'm going to select those flex joints again, rotate them superiorly, if you will, and we'll then say go to the channel box and key that value. So they took a little over a second to get there. And let's go, since I've got to go from there all the way to here, it's almost twice as much. Let's go 2 seconds. So that'd be like 440 something. And again, go back, key that, and then one more second to get back to the original position. So 470, and I'm going to go back, make sure I'm there, copy that, and then say paste, and then key. Okay, so now at 472, I'm done with that up and down motion or scanning. So I'm going to move one more frame later, 473, and now I'm going to give control back to the IK spline handle. First thing I want to do is enable the solver. Hopefully I won't crash, and then I want to key it. Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting to actually select the handle. Let's make sure I've got the right thing selected here. So, okay, 473. That's where everything's done. So I'm going to key that. And that should just be my, yeah, okay. So I'm going to leave, I'm going to set the at 0 at 473 and then move it one spot and change it now to have the IK spline take over control. So now that I've done that, okay, I can now go back quite a few frames. Let's go like to 590 and set this offset to 0.01. And oh, I'm sorry, my blend didn't change, so let's go back up here, enable that. Here we go. And now, so now I'm back where I should be, and now I can key. Okay, and we should see. Okay, so this is where we were. We inspect, and then we come back out. So if we go all the way to the beginning, we should take about 20 seconds to come down. Look. Sorry, I was going to sneeze there, so I got to go back to the beginning here. So we come down, inspect. Oh, we got a little blip there. Let's see if we can fix that in a second. Look at our tail end and come back. Now I found sometimes you get those jumps, but you see here it says IK, FK control. Turn that back on. Notice it's running, it's essentially re-evaluating what's being done in the animation. Let's see if that corrected that. So there's our inspection at the it's the Antrim. Actually, I think that's the. There we go. So you have to kind of force it sometimes to refresh the memory so that it's not, when you scrub it puts that memory or that action into the cache, and then when you play it, it's playing that again. When you hit this little button, what it seems to do is refresh the play. It actually gets all the information, and then you actually, so now you have a more accurate indication of what currently has been set in the animation versus what was stored in the cache from a previous animation or from your scrubbing. So the dialogue is only, or the narration rather, is only going to last about half of this time. In other words, I'm at 5, where am I here? I'm at 590, and the dialogue is only 10 seconds. So I would be tempted to have the dialogue start pretty close to the beginning, and then just let it fade out and just let it play through the rest without the sound. If you wanted to put music in, for example, that would be a good place to have a very soft music in the background, so when the narration stopped, the learner would understand that the sound is still working, it's just nothing being said right now.